So, I've been kind of mulling around on what I wanted my first video of the year to be about. I want to do videos on Cuphead and Doki Doki Literature Club, but those will come later as I'm still gathering footage for both of them. As such, I decided to take a somewhat quick page from SellSpecs and go through what I think of the upcoming animated movies of this year, based on their trailers with some exceptions. I can almost guarantee that I may say some pretty divisive opinions, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll be going in order of the film's respective release dates for those who are wondering, and I will also be restricting myself to US-based releases. So, let's get started. ScoobyDoo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold. This one actually just dropped onto DVD before I made this video. I haven't seen it. I don't think I will due to one factor. While I thought Batman the Brave and the Bold was alright, it was more for those who loved the campy 60s style of Batman. I'm not entirely in that crowd. I like the more serious stuff, though I also like it when they're more self-aware. The fact that the show's creators later made Teen Titans Go doesn't help much either. Mary and the Witch's Flower. This one looks okay. It has that Studio Ghibli look, and based from the trailer, it made me think of Kiki's Delivery Service, my favorite Ghibli film for the record, but if it was set in Hogwarts. That will be worth a look. This is also being distributed by G Kids, who distributed Moon, Guardian of the Moon, which was one of my favorite movies of 2017, so this movie seems like it's in good hands. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. Gotta say, I don't know much about this one, other than one simple premise. Batman faces Jack the Ripper. Say no more, I'm sold. Peter Rabbit. Yeah, I'm including this. You know, I've heard some people say that this doesn't look that good, and frankly, nah, I think it looks fine. The trailer actually got a chuckle out of me. I feel no shame in admitting that. And for a live-action animation hybrid, this one looks amazing in comparison to the last good few that tried that. Well, okay, if you include Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, there's no comparison, those are better, but still, this one looks watchable at least. Monster Family. Know what? Aside from the out-of-place fart joke in the trailer, this one doesn't look too bad. Funny enough, the first thing I thought of when the family got turned into the monsters they were dressed up as was the very same scene in Halloween Town 2, which, hey, I can't complain. That was a really interesting concept. And it looks like they made the whole movie about a family that was involved in that stint, so to speak. So, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. Early Man. As someone whose last theatrical Aardman outing was Curse of the Were-Rabbit and only thought that was okay at best, I think this one will be good. I saw some clips of it before watching the trailer for this video, and then I wasn't fully hooked, but now that I've actually seen the full trailer, it moved me well into the, well, okay area for me. Gnome Alone, the first of 2 Gnome-based movies of the year. No, I am not kidding. Gnome Alone looks, fine I guess. Props to the lead character, I saw her pop a Hot Pocket into the microwave. My interest took a bit of a beating, however, when I heard that this was from the same guy that did The Nut Job. So if I am to see this, probably won't, but if I am, I can only hope it'll be better than that movie. Isle of Dogs. As someone who has yet to see Fantastic Mr. Fox, I know I need to get on that, this movie looks decent. For a stop-motion animation movie, this movie has more of a realistic tone to it. Well, to me it does. As for the voice acting, while I know and love most of the performers' bodies of work, this one feels so very matter-of-factly. I'll watch this movie, don't get me wrong, but unpopular opinion alert. If I were to play the trailer in the background, I don't think I could differentiate one character from another. They all speak in the exact same tone throughout the whole thing. I hope the movie is a little more lively than that. Sherlock Gnomes. The second gnome-based movie, and this is based on the sequel to a movie I never really cared to see. Well, the animation's alright in this one. I kinda like the fact that they got Johnny Depp to play as Sherlock, but beyond that, nah, I got a feeling this is one movie I'm gonna skip. Sgt Stubby, an American hero. Okay, before I get into the nitty-gritty on this one, I like Helena Bonham Carter. But having her narrate this thing was a mistake. It makes this really interesting story sound like it's being played on PBS Kids. Other than that, the story of a dog being enlisted into the military based on actual events? Yeah, I can dig it. The animation is kinda bland, but I expect that from the story. It's telling a real-life tale, so it makes sense to stick close to the ground, so to speak. Duck, Duck, Goose. Yeah, when I first heard this was the name of the movie, I thought it was an early April Fool's Day joke. But, yeah, saw the trailer. Quite generic, all things considered. If I didn't know any better, I would have mistaken this as a spin-off from Alpha and Omega. Side note, this is the second movie so far that claimed to be made from someone who worked on Shrek, with the first one being Nome alone. Huh. Animal Crackers. Another one I knew nothing about, another one I have to keep my eye out for. If I were to describe this movie's trailer with one word, it'd be charming. It has a good voice cast, the trailer is narrated by Danny DeVito, who, spoiler alert, will show up on this video again, and the animation looks really good. I'm sold. Incredibles 2. Duh. Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. As someone who hasn't seen the first two Hotel Transylvania movies, I don't know if this one is the one to win me over. It looks fine, yeah, but it also reminds me of another movie series where the third movie was set on a boat on a summer vacation. As long as the fourth movie isn't called something as stupid as Road Trip, though, I guess I'm good. Teen Titans Go to the Movies! Oh, I have been anticipating this one. Not in the I really want to see it way, but more like I'm going to the dentist way. But that's strictly due to the quality of the series, or more specifically, the lack thereof. But, to be fair, this trailer isn't terrible. It's clearly better than I thought it'd be, save for the extended fart joke in the middle of it. The teaser's opening joke was solid, was really good. The fart joke was cringeworthy, then it ends on another pretty solid joke. That's kind of what I expect from this movie. The quality of the jokes seem to be pretty all over the place. But hey, props to Warner Brothers for being self-aware about this one. And speaking of Warner Brothers, Smallfoot. This movie looks to be the same quality level as that of Storks. Makes sense, because it's the same animation studio. You know those conspiracies we people have about Bigfoot? Well, what if that shoe was on the other foot? That's the premise of Smallfoot. It's not a bad premise, don't get me wrong. It's super simplistic and can translate well into a kid-friendly movie. For the record, this is the second movie on this list that has Danny DeVito in it. Also the second movie on this list that has Zendaya in it, who also appeared in Duck, Duck, Goose. The Grinch. No trailers for this one as of the time of this video, but from what I've seen of the stills, it does not look great. I am no fan of Illumination. I didn't like the Minions movie, I haven't seen any of the Despicable Me movies, I thought Sing was mediocre at best, and Secret Life of Pets was a bootleg Toy Story at worst. So when I heard they're covering a second Dr. Seuss movie, the first one being Lorax, my hopes were not set high. Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2, I hate this name. I don't need to ask why they gave it such a name. It's based on the meme created by Kim Kardashian, and that's all I can think of when I hear that godforsaken name, so I refuse to call it that. That said, yeah, I'm also very hyped for this movie. Like with the Grinch, there's no footage of it. So other than the premise of Ralph and Vanellope breaking into the internet and wreaking havoc, I don't know too much about it, but I don't need to at this point. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, I think this movie looks amazing, but I have one major gripe about it. And if you think it's about Miles Morales being the main Spider-Man, ha ha ha, no. Look, I love the animation when it's in motion. That stuff is super sweet! But when it slows down near the end, the frame rate takes a beating. It's as if they wanted to make it look like a computer animated stop motion movie. I don't get that style choice, I'm sorry. It works for Early Man, it works for Isle of Dogs, but I really don't think it works here. Then again, once it's in motion, it looks like how I expect an animated Spider-Man movie should look. Bright, vibrant, full of life, and I hope to see more of that when it comes out. Death of Superman. Hold on, didn't they already do this storyline in the DC animated universe? As a matter of fact, didn't they start the DC animated universe with this storyline in Superman Doomsday? Well, upon further research, I found out that this is the first part of a two-part movie, with the second film being Reign of the Supermen, releasing next year. So whereas the Superman Doomsday movie was only loosely based on this iconic comic story, this movie will solely be based on it. Makes some sense, I guess. Batman Ninja. I am putting this at the tail end of the video because 1, I figured I'd end on a high note, and 2, the actual release date isn't confirmed. It's just set for 2018. That said, this movie looks gorgeous. This movie is the one I'm anticipating the most. And that is only helped by the fact that this movie has some anime legends behind it. Forgive me if I mispronounce anything, but with Afro Samurai's Takashi Okazaki on character design, Kill la Kill's Kazuki Nakashima doing the screenplay, and Junpei Miyazaki, who worked on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, directing. Yeah, where do I send my money? I can't wait for this one. And those are my honest thoughts about this year's animation slate. Were there any that I missed? Maybe. Leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell and all that good stuff. I will see you guys next time.